Hey everyone, it's Ariel and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about 2021's biggest hair trends along with which hairstyles and cuts and colors we're going to see more of in 2022. Before we get into the video, if this is your first time here, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to keep up on future videos. And also if you're enjoying this video at any point, give it a big thumbs up and also comment down below. Now let's get right into it. Okay, so the first hairstyle I want to mention is the blunt bob. I feel like we've already seen this hairstyle emerge in the last few months. If you think about celebrities like Kourtney Kardashian and Selena Gomez, they've both recently gotten big chops. They went to just a short blunt bob, which I personally love. I think it's so chic and stylish. It just has such a classic look to it. So moving forward into 2022, I definitely think this is gonna be one of the biggest hairstyles or hair trends of the year. The second hair trend that I've been noticing lately is the sleek, long, super long, and straight hairstyle. So I think of celebrities like Cardi B and Winnie Harlow who tend to rock this hairstyle, and I do think we're definitely gonna see it a lot more in 2022 as well. Definitely another super classic, super stylish look, and it's kind of a good one for anybody too. Like you can kind of do this with any hair type or hair length, but I do think we are gonna be specifically seeing a lot of the long and straight hairstyles. And then along with the long, sleek, straight hair look, I think we're also going to be seeing a lot of sleek, long ponytails. And this is a look that can obviously be done with your natural hair if your hair's long enough, but I think a lot of this will be done with extensions. There's a ton of different extension brands out there today, but my personal favorite is Luxie Hair, and they do have beautiful long ponytail extensions that could help you achieve this hairstyle. So be on the lookout for this. I really think this is gonna be a big hair trend in 2022. And I also love it because it's so easy to do. Like you can just slick all of your hair back and then just toss a ponytail in and it's already done. Like it's such an easy style to do. And again, it works for everybody. So be on the lookout for this one. So slightly different from the blunt cut and the long, sleek, straight look, I do think we're gonna be seeing a lot more long, layered, kind of feathery looking 70s inspired hairstyles. This has already been super popular in 2021, kind of just like fluffy, natural, like just subtle wave. I definitely think that's going to be a big one in 2022. I think it's kind of a variation of the wolf cut, which we kind of saw more of in 2020 and a little bit in 2021. But this is kind of, to me, the more like classic version, partly because it is like kind of 70s inspired. So that gives it like more of a vintage, like old style look, I guess. But I love this, and I love the new like modern take on it, just with lots of layers and then the blowouts. Such a good look, and it's definitely gonna be popular in 2022. Now I know I just touched on it a little bit, but the next hair trend I wanted to bring up was blowouts. Blowouts have been huge this year. They made a huge comeback. They were definitely popular in honestly a lot of different eras, like 40s, 50s, 60s, probably most commonly like 70s and 80s. Maybe even 90s, but I think 70s, 80s is where like the blowout really kind of emerged and was really popular. But it's definitely making a comeback. We've seen it all over social media and I love it. I think it's such a like natural, kind of effortless looking hairstyle, and again, works for any hair type, any hair length. So I love this one, and I definitely think we are going to be seeing this one a lot in the coming year. Definitely break out your Velcro rollers, your hot rollers, because those are all going to be really popular this year. The next hair trend I want to bring up is face framing bangs and layers. So along with like the long, feathery, layered look, I do think we are going to be seeing more of that kind of look, like just with lots of layers and kind of like flippy and natural. I think we will see a few variations of this. One will be kind of a more blunt cut with face framing layers, and that's it. The rest is blunt. And then another variation I think will be just layers all over, face framing, kind of curtainy bangs, bouncy blowouts, layers in the back. I think we're gonna see a variation of this, but I think face framing is definitely here to stay. It has been really popular this year, especially with the emerge of curtain bangs. That was a huge trend this year. And I do think moving forward, we are gonna continue seeing that kind of like face framing, bouncy bang look, along with just a lot of face framing layers in general. So I have two more hair trends on this list that I wanted to mention. They both kind of fall into the hair color category. The first one I want to mention is rich dark brown colors. I feel like we've already seen this in the last few months, partially probably because it's fall and people do tend to go a little bit darker in the fall. But I do think we are going to be seeing a lot more rich, deep, dark brown tones. I think people are kind of just moving more and more towards their natural colors. Obviously, dark brown being a pretty common natural color, but I do think like a really rich, deep, dark brown is going to be really trendy in 2022. And then contrary to the last kind of few recent years, how we've been seeing a lot of balayage and highlighty colors, I think we're actually going to be seeing a lot more solid and one-dimensional colors. So rich dark browns being one example, and just like solid colors that give a lot of shine and are just more one-dimensional versus the more highlighted and balayage looks that we've seen in the last few years. But I do think we'll definitely see a lot more like rich, solid, one-dimensional colors moving into 2022. So those are all of the hair trends that I kind of wrote down and gathered together, but I did want to also mention one thing that I think is really interesting and really cool. I feel like every year more and more we're just seeing that like anything goes. So even though this is like a list of trends that kind of seem like they'll be popular in the next year, I feel like it's more and more like whatever you want to do is cool. Like nobody's going to judge you if you want to put one yellow stripe in your bangs. Like it's kind of like whatever you want, which I love because I feel like a lot of people are embracing their natural hair textures a lot more. People are less afraid to experiment with hairstyles and hair colors and haircuts. And I think it's just super fun. It's a super like fun time to be in as far as like hairstyles and hair trends. And I think we're just going to continue to see a lot more of that in the next year and probably next few years moving forward. But that pretty much brings us to the end of this video. That is my list of 2021's biggest hair trends, along with the biggest hair trends we're probably gonna see in 2022. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and also comment down below. Let me know if there's any hair trends you feel like I missed or any haircuts or styles that you're personally leaning towards. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And make sure you subscribe if you're not already to keep up on future hair and beauty videos. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well. I will link everything down in the description box. But that's it for today. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.